What's up, air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I wanted to make sure that I got this in before the end of the week. So we have some messages before we go into this weekend. This Sunday, we have the new moon in Capricorn. So it's a time of like setting intentions and gaining some direction. So I want to make sure I get the air signs and earth signs done before we go into the weekend. So here we are. Was good. It's going to be for air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, whether that's your sun, moon, or rising sign, or stellium. You know, if you have a stellium, if you have a lot of energy in the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. How y'all doing, huh? All right, so I got your cards ready. Like I said, we have the full moon. I'm sorry, not the full moon. The new moon on Sunday. Make sure you're setting intentions. I was going to do a new moon ritual, but I think I'm just gonna put out like a PDF on what you could do, because I am starting my tarot class on Tuesday and I'm still prepping some stuff, making sure that it looks good, making sure that we have all of the good resources. So, yeah. So who do we have in the house? Do we have any air signs, any Geminis, Libras, Aquariuses, sun, moon, rising? Where you at? Thanks. Uplift more. Yes, Libras. Geminis, cool. Aquarius, yes, we got all three. Lots of Libras. Libra gang. There we go. Gemini, Aquarius. Welcome. Ooh, Gemini moon, Libra rising. I love Gemini moons. All right. Let's get to it. Let's just get straight through it. Gemini going through crisis. You know what I'll say, Geminis? On that note, it's not like happening right away. One thing is we do have a lot of planets that are about to go into Aries. So I think for Libras, this is going to be actually really great. It's across from you. It's going to, especially Libra risings, it's going to help you sort out things in your relationships. But for Geminis, you guys have Uranus going into your sign later in the year. And I believe it's April. And it's going to be a shift that we all collectively feel. But for you guys, I think it's going to help you really spread ideas. It's going to help you really get in touch with yourself. It's a little bit like of a chaos energy. So you do have to be ready to ground yourself, because it can also be really disorienting. The Tauruses have been going through it for the last 7 years, and for them, they don't like that energy. For Geminis, you guys are like, cool, I'm down with it. Let's roll with the chaos. But it's going to be way more chaotic. So just kind of like get ready for that ride. Get ready for lots of ideas, lots of spreading of ideas, lots of communication, maybe some artistic endeavors, things like that. All right. Let's see what messages we got for the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. What messages do we have for the air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. You can believe it, more chaos. All right, so first thing coming up is this card that says, hey Jessica, I'm not going to get to the earth signs until tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm getting this done actually before I have a meeting at 12:15, and then the day is just going to keep rolling. If I can squeeze it in tonight before I go to sleep, I will. But if not, I can tell you the time tomorrow. Hold on, guys. Before we get into this. The time tomorrow will be at 11:30. So around this time tomorrow, I'll do earth signs. Okay. All right, so the first one we have is resentment, and it's in reverse. Stinging words, bitterness, and anger in reverse. We have tension, turbulence, arguments, stress. We have intimacy, closeness, seclusion, and sexuality. Bottom, and then from the tarot, I have the 10 of Cups. So this could definitely have something to do with family. The Chariot card, which has to do with moving on, moving forward, and then the 10 of Wands. Okay. So I want to say that for you guys, air signs, I feel like you're really doing your best to not take on what's yours, right? To be like, you know what? That isn't my problem. If they feel that way, that's not my problem. If they're going to be like that, it's not my problem. It's not that it doesn't bother you. I think it still bothers you. I think you're just tired of letting it bother you as much as it has in the past. I'm also getting that overall right now, you guys are starting to lean into a little more feminine energy. And what I mean by that is not like, it's not like soft, necessarily. It's not girly, right? Sometimes I think that's what we think is girly. Feminine energy, so masculine energy likes to initiate and like push and like power through, and it's more like assertive, right? I feel like you guys are still moving forward, but you're trying your best to be soft about it. You're trying your best to be flexible about it. You're trying your best to be, and honestly, I think that the reason why you're leaning into your feminine, it isn't necessarily a choice. It's more like you're so tired of flexing the muscle that you have no choice but to soften. You know, and so I think for you guys, the work is in not allowing what's going on with somebody else to fuck with your nervous system, to fuck with your physical body, because that's going to make you sick. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like there's that. Now, of course, tension is still upright, turbulence, arguments, and stress. So I'm still seeing that, you know, there's a little bit of drama, there's a little bit of misunderstandings, maybe a lot of drama, maybe a lot of misunderstandings, but there's tension for sure. This could be with somebody that you're intimate with or have been intimate with. This could be somebody that you're close to or want to get close to, or used to be close to, right? But it feels really heavy. 10 of Wands feels really burdensome. Okay, you are doing your best to push things forward. You are doing your best to use your intellect, use your mind, use what's going on with you. And I think what you feel is you're really close to a big change. You're really close to like, you know what, I think I'm getting ready to leave this, you know, or I think I'm getting ready to leave, to start that new job, or I think I'm getting ready to go back to school, or I think I'm getting ready to really sit down with myself and like sort out my finances, or like I think I'm getting ready to really like move into the next chapter. I can feel where there's holes in the aura. I can feel where there's issues, right? So all of that to say that it's a little bit hectic, yes. And also, if you're tired, right? Because you've been having to power through so much, you've been having to work in your masculine so much, then what's happening with the softening of the muscles, like not flexing right now, that seems like where you're supposed to be, okay? Page of Swords is also coming up in the bottom of the deck. So you guys could be thinking a lot about the past. Like you could be thinking about like, you know, like the early days of your relationship, or like, you know, just how, like when somebody was really awful to you, you know, they were really awful to me in that season of my life. Or, you know, I remember this when I was 10 years old, you know, so I feel like there's also a little bit of that coming in of like the memories. Maybe you're looking at old pictures or old videos. You see what's going on in the videos. You remember what you felt like, what you were going through, things like that, like a little bit of looking back, right? All right, let's see what the challenge is. The air signs, please. What is the challenge that they need to overcome? Source, spirit, for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We are currently at the second part of the air signs reading. I see my baby's socks right here. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. So in the challenge, I have memories. This says bittersweet, dwelling, reminiscing. I see heart, which I was just talking about memories. I have heart song, inner knowing, telepathy, and intuition. I have the 9 of cups, and then I have the 3 of cups as well. Bottom of the deck, we have concealing and the 9 of wands. Okay. So in the challenge, I have this process of really going back, remembering things. Maybe you're remembering things differently. Maybe you're remembering them right. But I feel like part of this is it's kind of getting your brain stuck a little bit. I want to say that it's really important that you don't doubt your intuition, because having the inner knowing and the heart song card in the challenge is telling me that. Okay, here's the conversation on that. Sometimes it's your intuition. Sometimes it's your ego. Sometimes you're being petty. Sometimes it's that you're hurt, right? And the hurt is talking. And it takes such a buttload of self-awareness to recognize which one of those is it. Okay? A rule of thumb is that if it's a really loud message or feeling, it is more than likely not your intuition. Okay? It's extremely rare that an intuitive hit will be loud. In my experience, in my practice, and even the people that I've worked with, it is extremely rare, and it's in like those dire circumstances. And even then, I'm convinced that is more of like an interception of like a guide or like an angel going run or turn or whatever, right? But it's very rare. Intuition is usually extremely quiet. That's why we have to do so much work to meditate, to journal, to reflect, to limit our influences. That's why we have to do so much work in that regard, because our intuition is so quiet that if you have too much noise, you can't hear it. Okay? So, in this here, you have a lot that you're reflecting on. There's a lot of noise, and you're trying to sort out your intuition. And this doesn't mean you have a bad intuition. This doesn't mean that you have a faulty intuition by any means. You are gifted. Everyone is gifted with their own way of processing their intuition, whether it's clairvoyance or claircognizance or clairaudience or whatever, right? What it is that you have to kind of get rid of the noise. You have to figure out, what is your ego? Are you being petty? Is it because you're sad? Is it because you're scared? Is it because you're mad at them about something else? Is it, you know what I mean? I had a moment like that actually this morning. And I got super annoyed about a text. And I wanted to react. Because I was like, bro, like, why would I even send this if that were true? And I had to take a step back and call someone and process it and talk about it and recognize that I was upset about something else. That it was some other feelings that I was dealing with and some other reflections and honestly projections, because sometimes that's my own version that I'm looking at. And it's really hard. It's not easy when your emotions are like reacting, right? So you got to make sure you're not triggered. Okay. All of that to say, the challenge is right now how to sort out your intuition, how to decide what it is that's going to make you feel satisfied. And for some of you guys, you're moving in a direction, which is great. You feel that call, you know that change is about to happen. You're working yourself through that. And what you have to do is try to listen to that quiet voice that's saying, hey, keep going. Don't fall back on this. Do not abandon yourself. Do not break the boundary here. You understand? You're on your way. You're in a direction. You're going. Maybe it's a little more secret. Maybe not everybody knows. Maybe you're dealing with a lot of it by yourself. Maybe. But do not back down. Don't let the outside noise that's like, well, maybe it's too scary, or maybe I'm not good enough, or what if everything goes wrong? That is not your intuition, right? It works in all the ways. It works in the way where your intuition can make your ego or your emotions can make you petty, so you can't hear your intuition that's saying, hey, be nice. Just leave it alone. And it works the other way when you're like, no, I know I need to do this. And then all the fear goes, but what if this, and what if that, and how are you gonna do this, and how are you gonna do that, right? So there's noise in that, right? Let's see what the advice is here. I feel like I over talked about that. So thank you for listening to my rant. All right, for air signs, please, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, what is the advice? And please let me know if this is resonating, or even if it's not, I wanna know. Maybe I'm not as tapped in today. Advice for the air signs, please. You got me feeling emotions. Hi, Paula. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Bro, I hate it when they fall off the table. Okay. So we have in your advice, fantasy, dreams, fairy tale, imagination. We have hoping, waiting, expecting, manifesting, and we have euphoria, chasing thrills, joy, and laughter. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep that. And then we have the Four of Wands, again, home and family being a major point here. The Hermit card, Virgo energy, the Six of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. And then we have the Emperor here, could be a masculine energy as well. So in the advice, I'm getting, I'm actually getting that you really need time to yourself. That's what I'm getting. That you really need time alone to yourself. Maybe you need an afternoon to go sit at a cafe and just like dream up your goals. You know, maybe you need a day trip to a city nearby where you stay at a hotel and you have a good cup of coffee in the morning and you look out to the beach and you know, process yourself and you hold yourself and you ask yourself questions. But what I'm getting is like, you really, really need time alone. And this isn't just like some bougie ass, like, oh, I'm so luxurious, I need time alone. Like, no, you actually need time. If all you have is your car as your private space, right? Go to your car. For me, it used to be my bathroom. Right? Go to your car and like, I don't know, light a candle or bring some essential oils with you or a little bit of, you know, copal to burn or something, and get into your senses and sit with yourself for a minute. More than a minute if you can, at least 10 minutes, right? What you need is time to yourself. You need time to yourself to also start to dream up the new you, the new world. And this is an interesting concept. There's a lot of destruction going on in the world right now. There's a lot of deconstruction going on. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of power tripping, right? There's a lot of ignoring of the laws or ignoring of the structures, right? We're seeing like a destruction of our collective, you know, hope in humanity. There's a lot of deconstruction happening right now. And I keep having this thought, and I think it has to do with this. And it's a really overwhelming thought because it sucks and it's also great. And it's very paradoxical. And that is that when things become this heated, and they're not over, they're only going to get more heated. Ask any astrologer that studies mundane astrology, like, you know, it's almost like pace yourself because the world is coming to a point, right? In these times, we also get to learn a lot about the depths of humanity. In these times, we also develop great art and great community. In these times, we also have no choice but to get in touch with our own humanity because it either conflicts or aligns or sits in between whatever we are seeing on our screens or whatever we are seeing on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So yes, we are distracted by our screens. Yes, we are distracted by work and having to do all the shit that we have to do. And also, this is going to come to a point, it's only going to get hotter and it's being deconstructed, okay? In order for real transformation to happen, We cannot just focus on all of the shit that's falling apart, or the annoying shit, or your like annoying cousin that's been talking shit, or like whatever. Like, yes, that shit is annoying, and yes, it's frustrating, and you know what I mean? And like, why can't that person get it together? Or why are they so mean? Or why are they so careless? Yes, all of this is true. And also, you know what is true? And also, you have a responsibility to yourself to find a light of direction for your own future. Reflecting on the past, yes, important. Knowing the present, yes, important. Even more important, visualizing, fantasizing, manifesting, frequency shifting into more positive outcomes. We've seen this. There's been studies on this, on big groups that like pray or focus on like one idea and they're able to make it happen. So it's really easy to be scared right now. It's really easy to be annoyed right now. It's really easy to be more individual about what you're doing. And yeah, okay, be individual. But what you can do to support that is, one, sit with yourself. Yes, I know sitting with yourself is very, very hard, especially if you don't pick up your phone, right? You got to sit there, don't pick up your phone, get a journal, write, look out the window, think, listen to your thoughts, right? It's hard. It is. It's really hard. But it's because God, Spirit, really needs you right now to influence energetically yourself and people around you. And the only way to do that is to tap into a better vision, is to tap into a better world. It's visualizing your healthy relationships that you're in. It's visualizing being able to live a life where you can travel freely and see other parts of the world. It's visualizing days that you're getting to enjoy a picnic with your family on a sunny day that's not too hot, right? These, if you believe in energy, if you believe in prayer, if you believe in frequencies, it's important that you influence these things with your own thoughts. We need you to fantasize and hope and imagine and visualize the future. And the first step to that is sitting by yourself. Okay, that's the first step. The other message that I'm getting from this, bro, I don't like this message. Trust me, I'm a Libra sun. I don't like this message, but this is the message that I'm getting in the advice. Reciprocity, okay? Reciprocity, I love reciprocity, and Page of Cups. And what they're saying to me right now is be nice. Be nice. Be kind. Don't let yourself get to a mean mode. There's a lot of energy in Capricorn. A lot of us are feeling more like militant and dictators and like bossy and cool. So they're saying be nice. Be nice. Be nice so that they can be nice to you. You're talking to the cashier. Be nice to the cashiers. They'll be nice to you. They're having a bad day. Okay, just be nice to them. They treat everybody like they're a 2-year-old that needs them to be nice to them because they don't have their brains developed enough to make good decisions. Just be nice. Just be nice. For now. Next week when we do the reading again, we can ask about this and be like, do we still need to be nice? Is it just this week? But this week, be nice. You don't have to be mean to keep your plan going, to keep your decision moving forward, right? This all talked about keep going towards that decision. You know the change is coming. You know the change is coming. You know the change is coming. You don't have to be mean while you do it. You don't have to be a hard ass while you do it. Okay? Be nice. And this kind of goes back to that message of like what you put out into the world is really important right now. And we need more kindness in the world. Like, I was really looking forward to being a sassy ass bitch today. Outcome. What is coming up? Can't you just be kind? I struggle with being kind so much and so often that I had to tattoo that shit on my body just to remember. And you think I'm joking. Look at that. I'm not joking. So I do my spiritual work as much as I can, but bro, I have a hard time being nice. Okay. Hard to be nice if you discover all these things about your ex who's dating someone. Yeah, this isn't about being nice to your ex. This is about being kind to everyone else around you. Because that, Nicolette, that kind of rage, that kind of, what happens is you get triggered, right? And it's almost like heat comes off of your body, right? So the people around you that want to support you, we need to create space for them by being nice. I'm not fake nice. You said it's easy to be kind. I'm not fake nice. You know, I'm not like, oh yeah. I'm always in my authenticity. So sometimes it's really hard when I see somebody, especially that's intentionally trying to be a particular way. I have this like gangster side that like wants to. So. All right, in the outcome, we have confessions, unveiling, message, justification. We have despair in reverse. We have frozen, stillness, silence, and no words. Time with yourself, baby boo. We have the 2 of Cups in reverse and the 5 of Swords, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I love this, and beauty as well. Okay, so where we are going, what can we expect for the rest of the week? Okay. So we can expect spending time with ourselves. That's one. Taking advantage of time with ourselves. That's one. 2, I also see you starting to move away from things. I feel like the message is like, you know, that's not my problem. I feel like that's what it is. I'm here for you. I support you, but I can't take on your problem. Like you're having a hard time dealing with that. I am good. Like I see that you are figuring out things with how you feel and where you're at. Cool. And I'm going to also stay over here so that I'm managing my own protection, energy, plans, right? I'm also seeing that in this situation, you may have either, you may be making a final decision about a relationship, about a partner, about a friendship. You may be making a final decision about a collaboration, something like that. And as we move past that with the Ace of Pentacles, and I feel like this is something you're preparing for that's happening at the end of February, you have some new opportunities that you're planning for. You have some new inspirations that are coming in. Okay. So just to recap, shit is tense right now. It's a pretty heavy burden. You are having to push forward regardless. There is some resentment in the air, but we are starting off with it in reverse. So it's like trying to let that go. Also heavy on like being in the feminine energy, mostly out of exhaustion, but also it's a season of feminine for you. In the challenge, sorting out your intuition. Sorting out your intuition is a tough one right now. Also 3 of Cups. Yeah, this could be a third party situation for sure, but this could also be issues with sisters, issues with siblings, not sisters and siblings, same thing. Issues with siblings, issues with friends, maybe a group, but also sorting out what it is that you want. So right now you're being asked to take some time alone, to meditate, to contemplate, to reimagine things. You are, you know, flying the plane while you're building it. We don't ever get to stop life to reset, right? Like when we're going through a reset, like, oh, I'm resetting my life. I'm going through a reset. I'm going through a health reset. I'm energetically resetting. I'm emotionally resetting. Life doesn't stop. Like it's very, very rare that we could just go to the woods and be like, I'm going to reset and fill my fridge with new stuff. Like these things, these resets, they take time, and we're doing them while we are being parents. We're doing them while we are having to go to work. We're doing them while we are having to make sure that we eat food, healthy or not, right? So you are going through a transition. You are going through a reflection period. And that's why it's important if you can give yourself downtime to do it so that you can reimagine the plan. So this reset is not you actually starting that new diet, right? This reset is, and this is a metaphor. I'm not talking specifically about diet. It's a metaphor. The reset is sitting with yourself and thinking about what are the foods that you want in your diet and why. Right? And if this is, let's say, when it comes to relationships, the reset is not just stopping all of your relationships and blocking everyone. The reset is taking a step back, maybe not taking as many calls or not making a lot of social agreements, but then sitting with yourself and saying, what kind of friend do I want to be? And what kind of friend do I want to have in my life? Right? Oh, thank you, Arcoiris. I have to forgive my friend. Yes. Acceptance and releasing that's really hard, and that takes time. Don't put pressure on yourself. You know what I mean? It's okay to feel angry about that. It's okay to process the anger about that. And that's where like the reflection comes in, right? But obviously you can forgive someone for hurting you or for talking shit behind your back. And then you can remove your presence and they miss out on that, right? So all of this is leading us to a time with ourselves, possibly letting go of a relationship and looking towards a new opportunity. Let's see what the collective message is, and then we'll pull for the individual signs, okay? Collective message for the air signs, please. All right, we have full circle completion. It says you've chosen to learn from your mistakes and move forward, closing out the cycle. Every layer of yourself that you acknowledge is a layer that served its purpose. You are now feeling your power by seeing your inner strength and determination pay off. Be proud of this moment and let it carry you forward. We also have partnerships, support. You are guided to reach out and form partnerships and alliances to expand your vision and perspective. Take this time to see who comes into your life that is offering to assist with your endeavors. Asking for help often leads to accomplishing your goals more quickly. One thing I wanted to know is that I was thinking about for air signs actually is that it could be idea to start thinking about maybe getting like a coach. You know what I mean? Like if you have a coach, like a business coach, a life coach, a relationship coach. I don't know. One of those things that was coming up. Yes, it's air signs. One of those things that was coming up was like, you know why though? I think it's because I was listening to Strong Ground by Brene Brown, and she was talking about like how pretty much everybody gets coaching. Like as a leader or as somebody that's trying to accomplish something, it can be really difficult to do that without the support of a coach to like soundboard some of your stuff. So just a thought. If you've been thinking about it, that's for you. If it's like, no, that's not me, then don't take it. All right, air signs, Gemini. So I have 2 decks. I'm going to be using Sacred Symbol, and I'm going to be using this deck here. It's the Offerings Oracle by Caitlin Grania. They designed this beautiful deck, this beautiful box, and it's just a really cool thing. It's like what would our ancestors like us to know, or what do they want from us? Gemini, please. Okay, so the first thing you have, Gemini, is boundaries. Okay, boundaries and protection. So your boundaries are your protection. Okay, so for boundaries, number 26, right there. It says, stand your ground, be your own guardian, take up space. There is no time to play small. Honor your space and create healthy boundaries in your situation. Okay. You also got protection. You are protected. You are safe in all matters of the body, mind, and spirit. Your highest guidance has you covered on all fronts. Do not delay in moving forward. This keeps talking about moving forward, guys. So I think air signs, we're moving forward and you just need a beat. You just need a it's funny. I actually said this to my family too yesterday. I was like, I need a break from you guys. I'm gonna take a solo trip. Just for a day, you know? You just need a little break. And then the 2 you got from here, one of them says conversation. Your ancestors, guides, and guardians are requesting a conversation with you. And treats. So maybe you need to put out some treats at your altar. There's masapan too right there. Masapan, tea, cake. All right. For conversation is a more casual way of communing than prayer or a ritual. Light a candle, fill the water glass, and have a chat with your spirits. Share what's on your heart and mind, ask them questions, listen, and be open to receiving answers. Remember that often the questions we ask at the altar are answered later in the world. Noticing a street sign, overhearing a conversation, reading a book, speaking to a trusted friend. If you aren't sure where to begin the conversation, just talk to them about your day and see what happens. And then we have treats. What sweet treats do your good spirits enjoy? Now is the time to leave these at the altar. A thoughtfully selected token, handcrafted talisman, a fragrant bouquet of flowers, culturally significant candles, or freshly baked cakes are all wonderful treats to set out as offerings. If you aren't sure where to start, look at your ancestry as a guide. Take a trip to the grocery store with the intention of purchasing a treat for your spirits. Pay attention as they communicate with you through your cravings and as you cruise the aisles. The trick to this treat is to select something arbitrarily. It's through relationship with our good spirits that we start to understand their tastes, preferences, and proclivities. Not all spirits are interested in material things, but some certainly are and will welcome these considerate gifts with glee. Okay? That's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that was helpful. Libras. Libras out here having to deal with some bullshit. All right, Libras. You got transmute, number 44, as well as gratitude. Bottom of the deck, you also had new life. So transmute, number 44. To transmute is to convert one energy into another. The snake is a powerful symbol of transmutation. You're being invited to accept its gift of shedding to help you process something important. Use this ability to make magic by transmuting its energy into something new and beneficial for your growth, right? Turn something into something else. This is also sometimes taking in negative energy, taking in pain and turning it into a story, taking in whatever like reaction or tension that you might be getting from someone and turning it into your fuel. You know what I mean? You can take it and turn it into something else. And then for gratitude, a deep honoring is present. Give and feel great thanks now for whatever blessings have arrived and are en route to you. Drawing this card invites you to share your devotion or outwardly express gratitude to someone or something for its presence in your life. Meditate on or create a gratitude list for all that you're thankful for in life. Loving Life said, I'm going through it. I'm a Libra. So I actually really recommend, it's a very difficult thing to do. When you're worried about money, you start to feel yourself worried about what's going on, what's happening, why is this, like, it can be very difficult. And mind you, I'm not trying to spiritually bypass you because like I fucking know how real shit can get. But it's like this really soothing and supportive, and it's effective. It's a very effective thing to do, to try to turn your brain from, fuck, I'm really worried. Like, am I going to have the money for that? Like, am I going to be able to cover shit at the first of the month? Or like, is this person going to, call me back? Or, whatever's going on. To shift my mindset and go, you know what? I'm just really grateful right now. Like, I'm grateful for the gas that I have in my car right now. I'm grateful for my kids. Like, they're safe right now. They're healthy. There's no issues. I'm grateful for my mom. She's still here with me. I'm grateful that it's a sunny day, that it's not raining right now. I'm just so grateful that I'm at least have what I have right now, and it really does help to make things a little smoother. I really recommend that practice. Just try it for a week and see how it goes. From the Offerings Oracle, your ancestors, wise and well, they request water from you and patience. Water. Feeling tired, sluggish, unclear? It's time to refresh the water glasses on your altar. Wash them well. Fill them lovingly to the brim with cool water. Water is a conduit of spirit and flows through all realms. Water quenches our spirits' thirst and keeps our divinations clear and consistent. Fresh, full glasses of water on the altar, or bóveda, also improve our own energy levels and lift mental fogs. Engage in water divination or spending time near natural bodies of water may also be beneficial at this time. Be sure to drink plenty of water yourself, dear. I literally just changed the water glasses out, but I really need to drink water, so that's awesome. Okay. For patience, that's obvious, right? You've lit the candles, you've said the prayers, you've completed the rituals. All the good spirits ask of you now is to have patience, right? All right, last but not least, Aquarius babies. All right, y'all. Please feel free to like, comment, and share the post. When I post it, this reading is going to be going up on Patreon. I'm launching a tarot class on Tuesday, so if you guys are interested in learning how to do that, yeah. And if you want to book a reading, you can DM me for my discounts. All right. Aquarius, your first card is Time. Okay, number 41. It says, divine timing is everything. You are not stuck or heading in the wrong direction. Drawing the hourglass asks you to have patience with whatever your current situation is. All will come to pass when the moment is just right. This card can also indicate that something you're waiting for is just on the horizon. The hourglass gained its popularity in early Middle Ages to tell the passing of time. Its popularity rose with the marine sandglasses or ships at sea, but most notoriously, they were used by pirates on their flags to strike fear into the hearts of pirates' victims. All right, and from the Offerings Oracle, you got cafecito, coffee. And this one, I gotta get going. I'm late. Okay, it says, coffee time is my favorite and more consistent ritual. Every morning I brew a pot of hot coffee and pour the first cup for the good spirits at my altars. As I set it on the altar, I announce who it's for, and then I knock at the altar 3 times. May this humble offering please the benevolent spirits of the land, of this house, of my altars, my ascended ancestors, and my spiritual court. I then offer my prayers and petitions for the day. Do not underestimate the power of a steaming cup of coffee. Bottom of the deck, we have limpia. So for some of you as well, it might be a time for a little limpia there. So it's a time for a good spiritual cleanse. Work with whatever elements call to you, such as water, herbs, fire, or sacred smoke. Perhaps you were taught how to do an egg limpia by your elders. If you are without spiritual tools, a good cold shower or visualization of bright white light washing over you will do. With a clear head and mind, we are better able to say what it is that we really want, to have the courage to take the necessary steps to accomplish that which we dream about. Limpias not only assist in cultivating our focus during intention setting, they also help wipe away the threads of doubt and fear that may be sewn into the fibers of our being. This was like such a perfect ending because this is where it started, right? We talked about like that differentiation between like what intuition actually sounds like, and then fear was fear or ego, all of these, how they sound so loud, right? And so you could be trying to move in a direction and these like all these things are kind of like maybe starting to make you feel doubt or fear. So please make sure that you do that limpia. That's for everyone. I do them spontaneously, but in the next couple weeks, my partner and I are finally setting our schedules because he's also an educator. And so I'm hoping, especially with my new planner that I got with the intention of planning to do these more consistently. So yes, I will stay posted, and I will post a schedule on my page once I actually lock it in. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you so much, and I hope to see you on the next one. If not, please take care. Blessings to you and yours. And have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful new moon. Remember, the new moon is on Sunday. A great time for intentions. All right, bye.